Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another StarCraft 2 cast with me, District StarCraft. And today we have two Terran players duking it out in a TvT on Echo LE. And I'm just speeding up the replay by a bit to get this game going, because as you all know, it takes a while for StarCraft 2 games to actually start. So, spawning here in the bottom right as our red Terran player, I think he's in Silver League, it is Plan B. And up in the top left, as our blue Terran player, also in Silver League, it is Nightwolf. Okay, so now we can slow the game down once again as things have started to take shape. In the base of Nightwolf, we have the barracks coming up as well as the refinery, so it looks like he's going for a Reaper opener. While Plan B on the other side, he has already got the gas up. He went for the gas before barracks, I think, which tells me that he wants to open with a factory right away after this barracks, so he's not going to be going into that Reaper. But since we are in Silver League, we cannot expect the most crisp of timings and the best of build orders. We gotta, take a chill, take a step back, and let these players just play the way they usually do in Silver League. So for Nightwolf, we have the Reaper coming up right now. And look at him spam away too. Let's look at his APM. No, 290 in the Silver League. That's what I like to see. Look at this Plan B. He's chilling out at 22. That's more like Silver League to me. And the factory is coming up, as I said, immediately for Plan B. Ooh, also pay attention to this. 13 SCVs to the 18. So Nightwolf, he is a bit behind in the harvester count. And if he doesn't deal any damage with this Reaper, he is going to be super far behind. He's going for that reactor as follow-up, and there's the second command center coming down for him. Ooh, cancels that. Okay, we'll see what he does with the barracks. Floated back for now. So yeah, some of you may know that I don't play that much Terran. I play a bit of random, and I have a decent Terran win rate. I play random in Diamond League, and I win like 50% of my games with Terran. But as you all know, my favorite race is Protoss. I've had the most success with it, and I played it for like all the seasons except for the past two from where I've played random. So Protoss is my main race, and I'm going to do my best nonetheless to analyze this TvT. The Reaper is getting some scouting done. I think he killed one harvester perhaps? No, that was the harvester that died in the base of Nightwolf. So the Reaper doesn't get any kills. He gets a full scout off though. So if you look at the vision of Nightwolf right here, and right now he sees the bunker going up, which is a bit weird for Plan B to get a bunker. He sees the barracks, he sees the factory. He did not see the tech lab. He saw the helium popping though. So let's see what he can make out of that intel. Nightwolf though, he's finishing up his second command center, also getting the tech lab on that deer factory. And how has he caught up in SVs? Well, he's caught up relatively well, and he's now only down by 3. So with the second command center already being done for him, I would say he's still in a decent position from here on out. But Plan B has opted not to go for that command center just yet, and instead he's been focusing on the unit production. So we'll see if he pulls out an attack relatively soon. In the army supply we have 13 to 2, so we can definitely see a difference here. 13 to 5 now. You see that Plan B has been a bit more focused on the unit production. So from Nightwolf now we have the Banshee coming out, which is a cool choice. Has he got enough gas? I think that second guy was a bit too late. Generally, if you want to go for Banshees, you're supposed to get that refinery roughly when your factory is like halfway done or a bit after that. You can time it up with the cloaking and the Banshee pretty nicely. But for now, Nightwolf is still going to be starting that cloak, even though it's a bit delayed here. And as a follow-up, 3 more barracks coming down. So all the while this is taking place, Plan B is actually moving out with a force on the other side of the map, and he's looking to bring the hurt to Nightwolf immediately. The thing is though, with Nightwolf's Banshee popping very soon, it's going to be hard for Plan B to make anything happen here, I fear. The Banshee can kill off 4 Marines if microed properly, and with that cloaking finishing up, these Marines are not going to stand a chance against that Banshee. Nonetheless, Plan B is starting to push up here, and he's faced with this bunker. That shouldn't be a problem for his tanks. But with the SVs being pulled, who knows? Oh, he's gonna try to siege it up. Not the best of a choice here. He needs to protect that tank, and there we go. The second tank and the Marines have begun firing away, and now the Banshee is getting pulled back as well for Nightwolf. So that was already across the map. It is now getting pulled back to defend this push. And the Banshee does just that. Even SVs being pulled, but that was not necessary at all. Banshee cleans it all up, and Plan B is getting pushed back here. So we're going back to more of a standard game. A lot of turrets being dropped as well for Plan B, so that is very nice for him. Now, keep in mind though that Nightwolf is far ahead in bases, but not in harvesters. He's still behind by 7. So he needs to get up his SCV production and just ramp it up, get a whole lot more SCVs coming before he's really back on track with that. So until Plan B starts his second command center though, I think Nightwolf is in a very good position. Unfortunately, I don't expect him to deal too much damage with these Banshees. There are turrets basically all the way everywhere across this main base. Unfortunately, not here at the edge where all the supply depots are. There are a few Marines in position. No detection being granted by this missile turret, unfortunately. So the Marines have to run for their lives. And he's barely got any anti-air. Actually, he's only got these turrets. Oh, and one Banshee goes down. Some poor control there coming out of Nightwolf. But still, Banshee's not dealing too much damage, but basically enough. Nightwolf is now catching back up in the SCV count, and with that second base, he is looking to be in a good position moving forward. It's also got a lot of production facilities, a lot of barracks. So what is that? A second? No, that's a second starport. That's cool. So going up to 6 barracks right now. Already got 1 starport, got the factory there as well, but he hasn't got the ability to build siege tanks just yet. He needs to get a tech lab up on this factory as well, perhaps switch it out with the starport to begin producing tanks. Oh wow, he's going full on Marauders as well. Tanks and Marines have been in the TvT meta and matchup for basically forever, right? Tanks and Marines are super good in the TvT matchup, and it's most standard of compositions to get. Also, you want to have a few Marauders sprinkled in to tank some of that damage and deal damage to the siege tanks as well. By the way, as a viewer, how do you like it? Do you like it like this is the standard view of StarCraft? Do you want me to watch or keep the camera like this, or do you like it like this, or do you want it like this? I like this. You get a nice overview, so I'm gonna keep it this way, I think. So Nightwolf, as you can see, is not sticking to that standard Marine tank. He's instead going for quite a lot of Marauders here. And, you know, I like it a bit, but he needs to add on a lot more Marines, which is actually what he's doing on the back of this. 6 Marines being produced at a time, so with that production ratio, he's soon going to be catching back up in Marines. And look at this, he's still keeping this to 100 and whatever APM. That is just absurd. That is ridiculous for Silver League. So now Plan B, he knows he's a bit behind on that expansion timing, so therefore he's opting to go for an earlier 3rd base, which I have to say is a good choice for him. He needs to catch back up in the economy. So right now, if we go to the income, we can see, wow, why is he mining more than Plan B is right now? I don't know. Perhaps he dropped a few mules, got 1 mule there. No, it's just got a lot more SCVs, I guess. He's up by 4 SCVs right now, and it's somehow mining roughly 500 minerals per minute more than Nightwolf is. But how did the gas? Yeah, Nightwolf is mining a whole lot more gas, though. That probably explains it. But Nightwolf is now loading up to go for a full-on Doom drop. In the armor supply, it's 58 to 36, so Nightwolf definitely has the advantage there. And in the upgrades, we can see that only +1 is done for Plan B, so he has a small upgrade there, upgrade lead. But he hasn't got any stim pack, concussive shells, or combat shield done, so it's going to be, in the end, far behind in the upgrades. So here we go, Nightwolf now getting into the 3rd base of Plan B, and is he gonna unload here? Yes, he does unload, and this 3rd base is pretty much doomed right now. Plan B can't do a whole lot to defend it. He can't move his tanks into position, so Nightwolf just kills it off, stims, and gets out of there. And that is very nice. That's a nice pickup for Nightwolf, but it needs to start his own third command center to really get ahead. Killing off the third base was nice, but now they're both on 2 bases, and Nightwolf, as we saw earlier, is mining less. Well, now they're mining just as much, but he was mining less before, alright? Cool. So where did the army of Plan B go? He moved it all into his main base to get to prevent this dropping from taking place. Now it's moving back. Nope, not moving back. Oh, moving back to the natural. Nope, staying there for now. And the scan sees all of these medevacs as well. So Plan B, get into position, because here we go. Nightwolf is coming in here. There's a tank in the mineral line, fortunately for Plan B, but we'll see what Nightwolf can make happen nonetheless. He's loaded up a few units and is taking a lot of damage from this. He hasn't got all of his units unloaded, nor has he got them like loaded up in the medevacs, so he's just losing stray Marines and Marauders here and there. Nice Widowmine hit there in the end though for Nightwolf, but I don't think that was worth it at all for him. As you can see, they're pretty much tied up in the resources lost, so I do think that favored Nightwolf earlier on. Oh yeah, exactly, it favored Nightwolf earlier on. Okay, second starport now coming up, as I said earlier. Well, now he's finally adding on the reactor and he's going to start using this. He's sticking to that Marine Marauder composition. I'm not a huge fan of it. I like Plan B's composition a whole lot more with these tanks here, able to deal a lot of damage to this clumped up Marine Marauder ball. As you see, they're taking a lot of damage from these tanks, but unfortunately for Plan B, it didn't have anything to protect his tanks with, and therefore they fell mighty quickly to those Marines and Marauders. Nice micro there on that Marauder for Nightwolf, able to save that from that Seeker missile, but still he gets pushed back by this Marine tank force. We've had a pretty hectic TvT so far. Nightwolf and Plan B have been like dealing blows to one another constantly during this fight, or during this game, so it's been a good game so far. Now Nightwolf has these engineering base that he's currently not using for anything. Plan B, of course, is on 1-1 already, so Nightwolf needs to get back on track with those upgrades. Right now Plan B is sieging up a siege tank here outside the natural and third of Nightwolf. The thing I like about Nightwolf's composition is the fact that he's got medevacs. Plan B has gotten 0 medevacs so far, and medevacs are really necessary when you want to go for like any type of composition that involves biological units. So adding on medevacs I think would be a great choice for Plan B. What the hell is this for Nightwolf over here? He's got a supply depot over here at the third base, and has this been spotted? No, it has not actually. So Nightwolf, he can't actually see the command center either. So he's got a supply depot over there, standard stuff. And now Planetary Fortress is coming up for Nightwolf at the third base, and that is a good choice. Something I see a lot of people do. It just prevents like quick counterattacks from your opponent, and it allows you to be a bit safer. Of course you have to give up some extra economy boost since you're not gonna have those mules available to you, but still I see a lot of Terran players do this in the TvT matchup. Even more barracks being added on by Nightwolf, and this is fantastic. Usually in the lower leagues people tend to forget to add on production facilities, which means that they usually hover a lot of minerals. So I like this decision from Nightwolf, not this stim decision, but the barracks decision, adding on more barracks, is a good choice. Now Nightwolf's gonna make something happen here. If you go to the armor supply, it's 68 to 72, so it's still a very close fight. Oh, he's gonna run into the Widowmines. It's gonna take so much damage. Oh my god, that was a lot of Marines and Marauders dying. And just like that, the fight is over. So Plan B barely lost any army at all in that engagement, while Nightwolf dropped from like 78 or 72 down to 30 something. So Plan B definitely getting ahead after that engagement. More Ravens being produced by Nightwolf. I think this is his first one actually. He's going to produce Ravens from here on out, so I guess that is going to be his splash damage, skipping out on that tank and opting to go for the Raven instead. It's a bit of a peculiar choice, but I guess it works out if you have great Raven control, something I honestly don't expect Nightwolf to have. So what's up over at Camp Plan B? Well, he's going to be adding on a lot more barracks himself. He realized that he was hovering quite a bit of minerals because he was actually earlier on. So now he adds on like 5 more barracks and is going to be adding on a 6th one as well, which brings him up to, oh, that's confusing, brings him up to a total of 2 plus 6, that's 8 barracks. Okay, cool. Nightwolf though is looking to deal some more damage to Plan B's base. Nightwolf has now finished up 1-1 and he started 2-2 as well, while Plan B has only started the +2 attack, which means that Nightwolf in a matter of time is going to be ahead in those upgrades. Since we are in a mirror matchup, you both have the same units. Upgrades are a lot more important in all the mirror matchups, so Nightwolf, that is definitely going to be paying off for him later on. Now this drop here is starting to deal some damage. He's not doing the best of a job unloading all of his units. There we go. And Plan B is finally getting into position to push this back. Nightwolf is getting pushed back here. There's nothing he can do with this drop, I feel. And there we go. He's loading up and getting out of there. One cool trick that I think Nightwolf could try to drop is you select all your medevacs and then you press D, the hotkey for unload all, and then you click on each individual medevac. So if I was like D, click, D, click, D, click, D, click, and then it unloads the medevacs as they are moving. So that's a pretty cool trick. So you can move and unload units at the same time. So if Nightwolf was the one who submitted this, that's a good trick to have. Okay, so Plan B, he has been producing a lot of SVs in this game, but so has Nightwolf. They're both high on SVs, and unfortunately for Nightwolf, he isn't that well distributed all across his bases. He's not mining at all in his main base and could definitely transfer some of his SVs over to that main base. And look at this, Nightwolf if was once again moving out with a push, and on the back of this, Plan B has begun producing Thors, which is an interesting choice. I wouldn't say they are the best against this like bio-heavy composition that Nightwolf is going for, but they're not the worst either. They're alright. They're decent. Nightwolf is actually finishing up his 4th base right now as he goes over to deny the 4th base of Plan B. And yep, that gets lifted up, but it dies immediately. So Plan B getting his 4th base denied. Still keep in mind there is no combat shield, there is no stim at all for Plan B, and there are no medevacs either. So that's a bit unfortunate for him. There we go, there's his stim pack starting up. And that makes him a lot more vulnerable now as we step into this like late game. Not having combat shield or stim pack in this stage of the game is not good at all. It's a huge upgrade. It boosts your marines from 55 or from 45 to HP rather, and it's a vital upgrade to have. But we'll see if he can hold on until those upgrades finishes. He started both combat shield and stim pack now. Now 3-2 has been started for Plan B as well, but for now Nightwolf is the one ahead on upgrades. So in the supply count though, we are roughly the same. It's 135 to 139 the army supply, and we'll see, can Plan B actually take this engagement? Oh, double stim coming out of Nightwolf, and Widowmine is in a beautiful position. Still, I think Nightwolf should take this fight. No, there are no medevacs here joining this. So there we go, he pulls back to his medevacs, which is going to give him a huge boost in this upcoming engagement. And with stim pack, a secret missile coming down as well. Nice micro there from Plan B. I think Nightwolf is going to take this battle pretty convincingly in the end. He was losing a lot of units here. He's not microing that well, to be honest. I don't know if he's using A move or he's using the move command. Ooh! Widowmine's getting some more juicy shots off. And Nightwolf in the end is able to push through, but still he lost a lot in the process. And he's actually behind in the armor supply for now. Free Raven being given here too from Plan B. Once again, APM 222 for Nightwolf. Just ridiculous. Plan B though is able to produce 16 marines at a time. He's got reactors on basically all of these barracks, which gives him a huge production capability. But he's not gonna have that diverse of an army. No marauders basically being built for him at all. And no tanks are being produced anymore, which is a bit unfortunate. Tanks are really strong, as I've said multiple times in the TvT matchup. So going for that, I think, would really favor Plan B here. So now it looks like Nightwolf is going to be going over to this 4th base of Plan B once again to force a cancel or just kill it. We'll see what he manages to do with his push. Concussive, he stims for everything. Nightwolf, you're stimming too much. You don't have that many medevacs. Fortunately, he had some decent amount of energy on them, so you could actually heal up for now. He is getting in position to hold this off. He's now got combat shield and stim, no medevacs, and he's not fighting with his entire army here, which is not good. Nightwolf, though, he's stimming too much once again. Oh my god, he's stimming like a maniac. Nightwolf, don't stim this much. Just don't. He's gonna stim once again, I bet you. Look at this. Okay, so now he's gonna run out of stim. Plan B gets over here, stims his entire army. It's now 2-3 against 2-2, so Plan B has got the upgraded advantage. And it's stim once again. No, he's gonna lose his entire army. They don't have any HP, and Plan B just crushes through. Even though Plan B hasn't got any medevacs, his bio is a lot higher in HP. So Nightwolf, don't stim that much. I'm gonna repeating that until he stops stimming that much. Okay, so Nightwolf still had an alright trade. He got the 4th base of Plan B himself, mining off of 4 bases, which is going to put him ahead later on, since Plan B is basically mined out at his natural. He's not mining at his main, and he is almost mined out at his 3rd too. So Nightwolf is going to be taking a pretty huge lead soon, unless Plan B gets over to that 4th base. Is there even music? Why can't I hear the music? I don't know. There's no music. Why are they lying to me? Okay, so Plan B finally has some medevacs out on the map. There's the music, cool. Finally has some medevacs out on the map here to heal his army, but unfortunately he is pretty low on them compared to the number that Nightwolf has got. So we might see another engagement take place. Plan B is running for his life, and Nightwolf is on the hunt. He wants to take this entire army down, but is he going to be able to? Well, he is ahead in the armor supply, and I do think he has the better composition with a few marauders sprinkled in here and there. Soon though, Plan B is going to be ahead in the upgrades. Currently they're both on 2-3, so they're even 4 now in the upgrades, but soon Plan B is going to be pulling ahead with that 3 armor, finishing in roughly 15 seconds. So Nightwolf, as you can see, has also mined out his main base. He's not mining from his natural anymore. So he's got this 4th base going for him, and Plan B has just now secured that. And if you go to the income tab, as you can see, he is mining a whole lot more this time. The 4th base is going to get killed off once again, so his income is going to drop very quickly soon. Ooh, this is a bad fight for Nightwolf. He's not getting a decent conkiv at all, and Plan B is getting a fantastic trade here. Nightwolf is forced to pull back once again. Fortunately for him, he managed to keep his medevac count high. It's a lot easier to replenish your Marines and Marauders than your medevacs, so keeping those alive is important. But now he has to defend this counterattack coming out of Plan B. As you can see, Plan B has to make something happen here. He's dropping quickly in the income. But can Nightwolf hold on? He's producing 14 Marines at a time, getting a Ghost Academy coming, so it looks like he wants to get nukes up for this. But, ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. Armor supply is 101 to 66. He runs to his Planetary Fortress though, which is a good choice. I like it. Plan B is not going to break that anytime soon. And probably not this Planetary over here either. Especially not if Nightwolf repairs it on time. And yeah, Planetary is pretty brutal with its killings. So now it looks like Plan B, is he pulling back? I think he's going to be pulling back from this. 3-3 is finishing up for Nightwolf as well in a matter of seconds. 50 seconds left on that +3 armor. And as soon as that finishes, they're going to be even from here on out, basically, for the rest of the game. So now 3 ghosts are coming in at a time. I don't know why he would build ghosts in this position. They're not that good in these types of fights. Perhaps he's gonna go for nukes and cloak, which is my guess, but we'll see how it plays out for him. Here we go. Plan B is now moving into the natural, and see if Nightwolf can trap him in here and get a decent trade. 3-3 rather isn't quite done just yet, but that's gonna take this engagement, especially with the reinforcements coming in and Ghosts reinforcing this and just cleaning it all up. So now, one ghost dies. Nightwolves defend the ghost. They're so expensive, like 150, 150, and all of them die. One is left over here. But two of them die. And now Plan B, on the back of this, has managed to establish his 4th base. So now they're even, basically. No, they're not even. They're relatively even in the income. Nightwolf, though, somehow managed to sneak in a 5th base on the back of this as well. But now, with the ghosts coming out, what is he going to utilize them for? He can't really EMP anything. I guess he can snipe around the Marines and Marauders. Snipe them all out, but it's not that effective. Honest. He's got the cloaking coming in, but no nukes have been started. He can start one after the cloaking is done, but we'll see what it decides to do. 6th base coming up here in this pretty weird position. I would have preferred it over here. It's a lot easier to defend, but if Nightwolf wants to be aggressive, and the right choice. Now Thor is here relatively soon for Plan B as well. Oh, look at this. Plan B wants to get up to the wants to get up a whole lot more Thors once again, but as I said earlier, not a huge fan of it. And now Plan B is gonna try to secure a base over here, but Nightwolf, he's gonna try to defend this with all he's got. Nope, just kidding. He runs out of there. He probably could have taken that fight, especially now that Plan B's army is super low and the stim pack is gonna run out, which means that Nightwolf can probably move back to finish that army off later on. Two more ghosts being produced, and Nightwolf and Plan B are basically going for the identical compositions, except for these ghosts that are mixed in Nightwolf. And it's going to be if they can make a difference. See how it plays out for him. Plan B, however, has managed to, oh my god, that's a lot of SVs, has managed to establish this base over here. And that is a necessity. He needs to keep up with Nightwolf's great 5 base income. Look at this. Nightwolf is up to 6.3k gas, which is an absurd amount. And there we go. Nukes are being produced. Yoo-hoo! So it looks like we're going to see nukes in this game, which is just incredible. Something we rarely see. And we'll see how it plays out in Civil League. It could either be great or just be terrible. But like, it's probably going to be great. Yeah. Plan B is now moving in to kill off this 5th base of Nightwolf, and that's a nice choice for him. It's going to put him ahead in the income, but this is going to be enough to win him this game. I still don't like the fact that he is so low on medivacs. He hasn't got any here with his army. And look at this, they're all pretty low. The Marines are already down to 45 HP. So, oh, Ghost moving forward. The cloaking. And he's looking for this armor right now. Has he spotted the Marines? Yeah, he sees them from time to time. And is he gonna drop a nuke here on this base? That would be super sick, man. He's about to run out of energy on this Ghost. No, he's got 70 left. And he's dropping another scan to just have a look at where these Marines actually are. And this beautiful nuke is gonna get 35 SCVs with this, and probably deal some damage to the command center as well. And a second nuke is coming off on the entirety of this Terran army, but looks like Plan B gets away. Oh, he just missed barely the slaughter of the SCVs. And this nuke didn't do anything. What? Wait. Did he kill his own command center with that? I don't know. His army is here for Nightwolf, so I guess he killed off his command center? I don't know. We're gonna have I think a final battle take place relatively soon, though. They are pretty even, as I said. They're even on the composition, but there are small differences here with the Ghost and with the nukes, as we've seen as well. 2 more are coming in, and in 25 seconds, those are going to be available. So Nightwolf is going to come in here and try to get rid of this 5th base. As we saw earlier, he managed to kill off 35 SCVs with that nuke. But now he's double stimmed, and Plan B is on the hunt. All the Ghosts are super slow. He needs to cloak him. Cloak him. It cloaks 1, like cloaks 3, 4, 5. There we go. All of them are now cloaked. He could drop a defensive nuke now. Like, drop a nuke right here or something, like here. And then just completely slaughter everything, because the nukes are done. They're not in production anymore. So we could see the nukes come down anytime soon. Nightwolf is gonna force him to take this battle right here. Now he's dropping a nuke on top of the entire army of Plan B. But Plan B, does he see it? Does he split? He splits up his entire army, and he does get out of there in the end. So Nightwolf just stay. No, are you kidding me? Don't know your entire army. And there's the GG from Nightwolf being called. So Plan B takes the game. Oh my god, what an ending. I told you, nukes in Silver League could either be fantastic or absolutely terrible. And that was pretty much as bad as it can get. He nuked his entire army. Hang on, we gotta do one quick thing. Just jump back a bit. So we go to... No, not that much. Just exactly before the nuke hit. Like here. Okay. Look at the supply. No, I missed it again. 42. Come on, baby. Okay, this is alright. Armor supply. Plan B is super far ahead right now in the armor supply. But if this nuke would have hit, I think Nightwolf still could have taken this. So, let's zoom out. Speed it up. In the supply count, we have 200 to 158. And like, Plan B would have won that engagement had he stayed there. But of course they didn't want to due to the nuke. And there we go. Boom. Goes from 113 supply to 56. So Plan B taking the game. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the one who submitted this, I guess it was Plan B. Plan B, I hope you enjoyed the cast. I'd love to see more from you on Cast It. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.